success in your business? How many people would like to have that kind of success in your business? Yeah, and they're here to help. We're going to bring up Bruce Sprankle. We're going to do wins and biggest challenges. So on your way up here, I don't know what you picked up. There's a couple things I heard. What's the one word you heard over and over again that was the result of what Misty and Randy's put together?
Magic.
What?
Magic.
Magical. How many people would like to have something magic? I mean, that sounds, depending upon who you might be and your personality, we'll go over that pretty soon. That's exactly right. That's good listening. That's really good listening. Magical. When a life is transformed, it's magical. It really is. We're not talking about just giving help or supplying a service or a product. It's transformational. And that's the huge difference here. Thank you so much for coming up. Wins and biggest challenges, Mr. Bruce Sprankle. Give it up for Bruce.
What an awesome job Kevin does, doesn't he?
I'll pay you $5
He
later.
puts everybody at ease, makes everybody feel like they're, part of the group and everything. But I'm here to talk about the wins and biggest challenges. When I first got involved with this group over a year and a half ago, one of my biggest challenges was time. I never seemed to have enough time to get anything done. I was always running every direction and nothing seemed to be progressing nicely. And Mark suggested that I listen to these, do a 30-day challenge, which was the time challenge. And I listened to all these videos and over and over and over, it seemed so redundant. And then all of a sudden, I realized I've got all this extra time. Where did it come from? How did it happen? I don't really know how it happened other than prioritization. Black Hawk helicopter prioritization. What's really important to you? What do you really want to get done? And every night before I go to sleep, I write down, what I'd really like to accomplish the next day. And so that next day, I wake up and I've got all this energy. And I go right to the first thing on the list, the toughest thing that I really want to get done. And I'll work on it for a half hour. I'll put a half hour of really solid effort into it. And at the end of that half hour, I'll reward myself. I'll go get a cup of coffee, or I'll, have a breakfast roll or something. And it just makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something every day that needs to get done. And the whole rest of the day just goes by so much easier. I don't feel the pressure of, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's all thanks to listening to those videos and going through them time and time again and telling people what I thought I got out of them and getting feedback from other people and seeing other people all having the same kind of issues. I talk to people all day long. I'm in sales, and that's what I do. I love to talk to people, but 90% of them don't have time. They don't have enough time, and it's just it's a great way to focus on what you really want to accomplish.
Bruce, let me ask you a couple questions here. So what? Did I have a gun? I don't have a gun on here. So, how much did these videos cost you to watch?
Oh, they were really expensive.
Yeah.
Free.
Free? Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have to get a special password or give a pint of blood to get access to these? No? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where could they get these videos? Where could they actually see these videos?
Go to
thevisionproject.net?
That's it.
Is that the place? thevisionproject.net.
Thevisionproject.net. Yeah.
And go to your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge.
Right.
Time.
Yeah. And then there's a whole bunch. How many videos? Like 1 or 2?
There's 10 videos.
10
Mm-hmm.
on how to have more time in your life.
They talk about different methods that you can utilize to get more time.
What's one? Just one.
3-for-1 principle.
Which is?
3-for-1 principle? Oh, that's really challenging to state, because it's a little different for everybody, but primarily working on systems, working on processes rather than doing work. Okay, anybody can do day-to-day tasks,
Right.
but working on a process of getting those tasks done is going to save you time.
Is that a little bit more like what Randy was talking about?
Exactly.
People, a lot of spend, they get a business so that they can have freedom, and they end up being a slave to the business, right?
Because
So,
they're working on tasks.
okay, so if you were to ask, if I was a business owner, I would ask you, or you would ask me that, hey, if I invest $10,000 into something, what do most people say? They want to make 10,000 plus interest.
Well,
Right?
absolutely.
Okay, so
Right.
what if somebody came up and said, but now, okay, so you're investing 10 hours into something, what do you expect in return?
Right. I want to get $1,000 out of it.
Okay, so maybe money,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
but now, what if they were to get 3 hours back
Time.
for every hour they invested? That's one of the things that this 10 video process is going to take you through. I know most people are doing one of these things. They're like, how is that even possible? We help you construct a time machine. You get in the time machine and it all takes care of itself. It doesn't work that way, but the results are the same. Because now you're thinking differently. Bruce said making a list of what I really want to accomplish the next day, and the first thing, the hardest thing, the thing that you hate to do, that gets done first. And now you've got a whole lot more energy to do other things. And you start sharing that with other people, right?
Exactly. And it's all about the process. If you work on a process instead of completion of a task, because most of us, it's a never-ending job. So you never are going to complete it. If you focus on completing it, you probably aren't going to start because it's too big. You can't get there. So complete a task. Start something. Get to a point.
Now you said you had challenges before that you never quite could get enough time in your life, and you said you're starting to find that now. Do you think that your thinking has changed? What has changed in you once you've been
Everything that I do.
everything?
What is this going to gain me? What am I going to benefit from doing this? Whatever it is that I'm doing. If there's not a benefit, if it's not going to help me achieve my life vision or some goal, then why do it? Are you just going to sit there and idly watch TV for 3 hours a night? Why? What is that gaining you? Why am I watching this show? Is it helping me accomplish anything, any goal that I want? Oh, I won't do it.
So how would you say that having more time is important in developing clients that you would like to keep for life?
Because if I'm respective of their time and I have a definite goal in mind for talking to this person, then they're much more apt to spend 5 minutes to talk to me versus a half hour to accomplish nothing.
Wow. Did you get that? I hope you wrote that down. That's spectacular. How many people would like to get, because I heard some of the biggest challenges was need leads and I need people to keep an open mind, right? Wasn't that Melody? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
And she had, how many people has that happened to? To get people just to trust you, right? But if you come to create that image of what time means to you and how you respect other people's time in a 3-for-1 principle here, you expect 3 hours for every hour you go into, you're going to understand that maybe if you could share that with a client, they might have the same vision. And why would they want to talk to you in the first place? That's huge. So connecting your life vision to your time and creating clients for life. Great job. Give it up for Bruce.
Thank you.
Bruce.